Hello, this is Remork, and welcome to the 10-man raid Gilded Prophecy. Anrak the Foul will be the first out of 4 bosses you will encounter in this raid. Anrak deals moderate tank damage and moderate AoE damage. This fight will require 2 tanks, 1 support, Bard or Archon, and 3 healers. In this video, we used 1 Chloromancer, 1 Purifier / Sentinel, and 1 Warden / Sentinel as our 3 healers. Depending on the gear of your raid members, you might want to do this encounter without a support class. There is a soft enrage timer. Anrak gains a stacking buff that increases his damage output as the fight goes on. If your DPS is not up to par, the damage will eventually be unhealable and your raid will wipe. Let's talk about some of the mechanics of the fight. First, the tanks. Throughout the fight, Anrak will emote saying he prepares a fierce strike. He charges up for a few seconds before activating this ability. While charging, the tank must run through the boss to avoid this ability. If any raid member is in front of the boss when this ability goes off, they will definitely get one shot. Second, for the tanks, Anrak places a stacking debuff that every stack increases the damage they take from the boss and the adds he summons. It's important to note the adds place this stacking debuff on the tank as well. For this reason, it is recommended tanks taunt at around 4 stacks for when adds come. It gives a little leeway for the tank picking up the adds. Adds are a DPS priority, for if they stack too many debuffs on the tank, it might cause the tank number 1 on Anrak to hold on to the boss for too long, giving him a lot of stacks and the damage might be unhealable. Next, Anrak will emote saying Anrak lances at a player. He will channel a damaging spell to that player for 5 seconds. The targeted player will require focus heals in order to survive this ability. As the fight goes on, your healer's reaction time to this ability greatly affects the player's survivability, as the damage will increase significantly throughout the fight. Another mechanic to watch out for in this fight is called Downpour. All 10 raid members will be surrounded with a yellow bubble. If no players overlap their bubbles, the raid will take minimal damage. With that being said, the damage increases exponentially when players begin to overlap their bubbles. It is very important for melee to have high raid awareness during this ability, as to not overlap with other players when running out. It is important to note that adds spawn during the Downpour phase, but not every Downpour phase. In the late stages of the fight, a new mechanic manifests. Anrak will emote saying he flings a lot of poison at a player. At this time, the targeted player must be cleansed, or any raid member inside the radius of the green bubble will die. Below 25%, Anrak will start dropping pedestals beneath him, which reduces all incoming damage while he is on top of it. Tanks must move Anrak immediately, and make sure that while they are moving, they are not LOSing their healers. The terrain in this encounter does play a factor. The smallest hill or bump in the ground will make a player go line of sight. It will make your healers' lives infinitely easier that once you find your spot, you stick to it, and or if you have to move for a short time, that you return to your original position. This will help to ensure all DPS are within line of sight of healers at all times. In the later stages of this fight, the damage is so high, if the healer has to move in order to get in line of sight of you, it is almost a guaranteed death. Thanks for listening to this guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel for future videos, and I wish you guys best of luck.